Give me Bruno and 10 pieces of wood. I believe you all remember the famous words once spoken by Sir Alex Ferguson. Give me Zidane and 10 pieces of wood, and I'll win you the Champions League. It makes me wonder, if Ferguson were still managing United today, would he perhaps swap out the name Zidane for Bruno? In yesterday's match between Brighton and United, Bruno scored 1 goal and provided 1 assist, officially making him the sole all-time top assist provider in Premier League history. So please stop comparing him to the likes of Odegaard or Szoboszlai. There is no denying that Bruno is the best player in the Premier League this season. Up until last year, Kevin De Bruyne was widely accepted as the best playmaker in the Premier League. But in De Bruyne's absence, Bruno is absolutely the best among the number 10 players. Nobody can dispute this. Even those who do argue would probably dance with joy if their own club ever got the chance to sign him. The first person we have to thank for making this happen is manager Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. I dread to think where United would be right now if Bruno weren't here. Solskjaer made an incredible signing by bringing Bruno over from the Portuguese league. This transfer stands out as one of the best signings made by any manager in the post-Ferguson era. Solskjaer had an eye for talent. He even requested the board to sign Declan Rice and Erling Haaland back in the day. At that time, Haaland was still playing for a Norwegian club and was available for a transfer fee of around €5 million. Declan Rice's valuation was also quite low back then. However, the blundering board failed to fulfill Solskjaer's wishes and signed other players instead. Still, we must be grateful to them for bringing in Bruno. Solskjaer was a good manager, but when Ronaldo made his return, he had to completely change his tactical system. It was from that exact moment that United's results began to deteriorate. I will make another video to dive deeper into this topic. By the way, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Every single like and subscribe from you gives me the energy to keep creating this kind of content. Since his arrival at United, Bruno has been the most impactful player. Even when Harry Maguire was the captain, Bruno was the one quietly leading the team. With his excellent leadership both on and off the pitch, he adapted to United incredibly fast. At that time, Manchester United fans were frustrated with Harry Maguire holding the captain's armband. On top of that, Maguire was making the most mistakes back then. That is why United fans desperately wanted Bruno to become the captain. Despite joining midway through the season, Bruno managed to score 8 goals and provide 7 assists in his very first half season. That was the time when United fans were completely hyped up over him. Let me tell you a funny story. When Bruno first arrived at United, I actually didn't like him. I felt that his playing style lacked sharpness. It seemed like his goals and assists were just lucky, and I thought he would turn out to be a flop the following season. But I admit I was completely wrong. Now I accept without reservation that he is the best midfielder in the Premier League. Furthermore, Bruno has progressed season after season, single-handedly carrying United on his back. Even during United's worst seasons, Bruno remained their standout player. Last year, the club dropped as low as 15th place, not far off from the relegation zone. Just imagine what would have happened in such a situation if Bruno hadn't been there. If things had gone slightly worse, the team could have literally been relegated. This is no joke. It is a very realistic thought. The only unfortunate thing is the lack of silverware in Bruno's career. At United, he has only won the FA Cup and the Carabao Cup, which are not considered major trophies. Frankly, he is a player who deserves to win at least a Premier League title. He also ended up as a runner-up twice in the Europa League. Bruno is no longer a young player. At most, he will probably play at United for about 2 more seasons. Once that time is up, United fans will have to face the inevitable reality they dread most, parting ways with Bruno. United fans still want to see Bruno lifting major trophies in the upcoming seasons. When he eventually retires, no fan would want him to feel any regret about not winning major titles just because he played for United. If Bruno were playing for Manchester City, Real Madrid, Bayern Munich, or PSG, he would be winning major trophies every single year and would definitely be securing individual best player awards too. He wouldn't have to worry about qualifying for Europe year after year. I won't go out of my way to talk about Bruno's data, statistics, and numbers today. You can easily search for those on Google. What I have shared today are thoughts and perspectives driven straight from the heart, things you cannot find on Google. One thing is certain, if Ferguson were still managing United today, he would pair Bruno with 10 pieces of wood and absolutely win the Champions League. But since we have Carrick now instead of Ferguson, all I can say is, Carrick, even if we can't get the Champions League, please at least bring home the Premier League title. If United can add quality players to the missing positions next season, they will undoubtedly become serious title challengers. Next season is going to be incredibly exciting. It will be a year where young managers test their tactical prowess against each other. Let's wait and see what happens. Thank you all so much.